analysis of everything, including how much each item costs, the steps, and even going as far as to showing you where each items will be in, the most like generalized supermarkets such as Harris Teeter or Walmart. And then another one was sort of like an all around like 360 sort of one. And basically in that one, it was just sort of like to help like anyone out that just needs help, because obviously at the end of the day you don't have to be a fitness freak or planning something. You can just be doing it for your own good, and that's what the 361 was, just there to help everyone out with everything.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. So, do you have a quick presentation that we can go through?
Oh yeah, like a slideshow.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
So, let's go through that slideshow really quickly, and then we can go on to see the demonstration of the project.
Okay, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
just share my screen. I'm lagging a little bit, so wait. Do you see it?
No.
It's loading. Not sure.
Yeah, I can see it now.
You see it? Okay, so like I said, it's an AI powered diet and meal planner. And what it does is to make, personalized diets or meals for people, as not everyone can have like the sort of same thing as everyone else. And, it's obviously budget friendly, goal oriented. So depending on what you want, it'll cater towards your needs. Now, a little quick description of the project here is that we utilize Streamlit, Pandas, and Google Gemini AI. And what this does is it not only uses one framework, but multiple to deliver like a sort of like the best meal planning solution. Additionally, these three ones, we also had other ones such as ChatGPT, which we use to develop the sort of prompt. And an example of that was like we first developed the prompt in Gemini, and then we asked ChatGPT, is this a good prompt? And with the information, ChatGPT decided to, either enhance it or tell us the truth, just so we would, have sort of the best possible results. And then the main part of the project is that it generates personalized receipts. So it creates customized meal options based on what someone needs and what someone, wants based on what they're planning to do. As I stated earlier, with me sort of going on a bulk right now, this helps you like give you those personalized recipes. All you have to do is just say what you want to do, and whatever, and it'll just plan everything out. The only thing that you need to do is actually follow it. Another thing it does is that it creates grocery lists automatically. So it compiles shopping lists based on like planned recipes, just to sort of simplify the meal preparation. Because like at the end of the day, no one wants to go to the store and then go through every aisle just to realize that they missed something 5 aisles back. So what it does is that it makes it so much easier, so that when you're in the aisle, you get the stuff from that aisle rather than having to go all around in circles. And now something else it does is that it provides nutritional guidance. So it basically like provides insight and like recommendations as we sort of trained the AI to be a professional, dietitian, especially with how dietitians are nowadays. It acts as sort of one, so it knows what is best for you. And additionally, it's going to help you maintain that and give you the best healthy eating habits. And now another part of this project is that it supports individual meal planning as well. So if you just want to like one day eat a lot of protein, just tell it that. It'll get to work and meet exactly what you want. And the other part is that it does event-based. So it's capable of planning meals for gatherings, special occasions, basically anything you need. Now, the problem statement was that basically people find it hard sort of to plan healthy, budget friendly, and find something for their lifestyle specifically. As a lot of people, you might go on Google and search it up, but some dude might be like, 100 pounds more than you or 100 pounds less than you, or you may be vegetarian or allergic to something and they may not be. So the whole point of this was to make it so that anyone could do whatever they wanted and make it personalized. And additionally, money is also a true problem, because I don't know if you've actually tried this or not, but if you go on Google and just search up like, best sort of diet, they never include the money. And if they do, they'll just say cheap, not necessarily, catered towards what you have. And then another thing is that event meal planning is so time consuming and costly. Like, you really want to just open up a notebook and just write down everything that you may need. when you can just, type it to an AI and it'll just tell you everything. Additionally, it can cost so much extra money as you might buy something multiple times, not realizing that like sort of two ingredients do the same thing. And then the lack of AI-based solutions that have sort of dietary needs, goals, and equipment limits. The only new AI that has been developed recently that is sort of in this realm is Cal AI. And I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's when you just take a picture of something and it tells you how much calories it is. And basically the tools now just don't like accommodate to everything and consider full limitations such as like diet requirement, the goals the user has, or even like kitchen equipment that they lack. And basically that kind of leads into why we chose it, because at the end of the day, like bad nutrition will harm every single person in a certain way, and it's essential to your health and how you perform. Proper nutrition also makes it so not only are you physically more stable, but also mentally, as it's very good for your brain. And then AI can automate those complex decision making and diet planning, rather than writing, like getting out your pen and paper and just writing down everything you think you may need. In the matter of seconds, it literally will tell you everything you need and where to get it. And then also it can scale. It's very very scalable, so it can go from literally just a 1 day personal use to large events. Like I'm talking thousands of 10,000s of people. So it's like anyone could use it. It's not just for one sort of target audience. And now, how this solves the problem is that it collects user input, including the diet, the budget, equipment, and the event size, and it uses Gemini as sort of the LLM to generate those meal suggestions. Now, obviously, we had to tell Gemini and give it a certain prompt in order to act a certain way so it wouldn't go off course or anything. But also, it provides calorie counts, preparation times, and then optimized grocery lists, basically making it easier for you to shop and also giving you alternative solutions if, let's say, it's not in the works or you just don't feel like having it. And then if you have like a badge for processing multiple users, just upload a CSV, throw it in there, and then boom, it'll just generate all of it for you. Now the workflow. So what happens is that basically the user provides their stuff, like their input, their dietary restrictions, their goals, budget, event details, anything basically that could affect what you eat. The user will just provide it. And then what this does is that it formats inputs for Gemini. So the inputs are structured and prepared in order to be processed effectively for Gemini AI, because at the end of the day, if your AI isn't sort of prepared properly, the results won't be what you want to be. And then Gemini generates these meal plans and grocery lists by processing the formatted inputs to create personalized meal plans and correspond them to the grocery list as well. And then in our output display, Streamlit UI shows the recipes, calories, and the prep time. It basically just, giving us everything that we need in order to go out and get our stuff. And also for people that may be on a time constraint that needed something quick, maybe, you just woke up in the morning, you have 10 minutes left, you need a quick bit of protein, just put it in, it'll give something quick that might be in your fridge already. And then also the bulk processing, as I stated on earlier, the CSV input just makes sure that you can put literally everything or anything you want there with multiple people, and it will generate it for all of them. Now, this is the tech stack. Basically, the front end development is handled using Streamlit, and what Streamlit does is that it enables rapid UI creation for these sort of interactive applications where the user has to go and just type in everything. The backend is implemented in all Python, as Python is basically sort of the core or like the base nowadays for programming and the backend logic. The AI functionality was powered by Google Gemini API. I already spoke on this, multiple times before, but again, we use Gemini API to basically provide the advanced capabilities that our app requires, and Gemini does that exactly perfectly and executes it perfectly. And then the data processing involves pandas and CSV handling. Pandas library is used for efficient data manipulation and CSV file management, because at the end of the day, it'll just be so messy that, even if the AI doesn't read it, but you want to go through and read it, you'll just be like, what is happening? And then the deployment options include Streamlit, the Streamlit Cloud, and then local environments. So basically, this application can be deployed on either the Streamlit Cloud or local machines, just for flexibility or for everyone. Now, the application is personal nutrition tracking. What this does is it enables individuals to monitor and manage their dietary intake effectively, so that they just, maybe like they don't just go on YouTube, search up best protein, eat something that's 2,000 calories, and then just don't eat for us today. No, it doesn't do that. It'll rather plan it out for you and make it so that it's more effective rather than doing 2,000 calories, for a whole day at one sitting. It might be 1,000 calories 3 times, and there you in total you get 3,000, and you might feel like you ate less. And then another part is the event party and catering planning. So it just facilitates the whole sort of process, the tedious, like long process that event planning has. Like especially like I don't know if you've ever planned something like this before, but maybe when you were a kid and you had a birthday party and your parents had to do all of that planning. Now, if you just say, what do you want it to be, what theme, let's say you want a princess themed birthday party, you put all that in, and then it will provide everything perfectly for it. And then this also has diet programs for gyms, clinics, and schools, and basically like tailored programs for these institutions. And the bulk planning allows for wellness organizations, so sort of large scale meal planning to support those initiatives efficiently. And also, like I was speaking before, a main purpose of this app is that we want it to be really flexible and scalable, no matter how big, how small. And, based on what a person needs or wants, this will just, handle all of it perfectly. Now, the future going forward with this is that maybe you can put this on a wearable device, such as a Fitbit or an Apple Watch. And then, those sort of devices are definitely more efficient in this situation, just due to the fact that you can go like, oh, yeah. And then it'll just pop up with a reminder saying, eat, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe a real-time grocery price comparison. So rather than estimating sort of as that is what the app does, it can actually, contact your like sort of local area, as obviously every area is going to have different prices. Something such as, New York City compared to Wyoming, the prices will vary a lot just due to the consumer demand. So we want to integrate that, and then a voice input and also a mobile app version. Basically, just be like, "Hey, I want blah blah blah," and then boom, it'll just take all of that and sort of plan everything out for you, with you actually having not having to type anything in. And that is obviously a lot more efficient than writing a whole thing. And then allergy detection from ingredient analysis. So basically just automatically identifying like potential like allergies by analyzing meal ingredients to improve safety. And the main reason why we really focus on allergies a lot is because one of my close friends is actually allergic to the 7 main like allergic foods, and it's to the point where like he can't eat anything, especially just due to the fact that everything nowadays is either cross contaminated or, like I just stated, the potential like allergens that just are in the area. And every time he does decide to go out and eat it, it usually ends up in an allergic reaction. So that's actually why we have a bigger focus on allergic sort of stuff, because that stuff is not any joke, and people can actually die from that, as they can be fatal. And this basically leads us to our conclusion. We want to leverage AI driven like personalized nutrition planning in order to enhance not only health outcomes and resources, but just to make people feel better about themselves more mentally and physically. As at the end of the day, if everyone is, eating unhealthy and no one is really taking care of themselves, we won't have a world to live in. And, you won't have generations of families left. And our planet might just, be doomed if everyone just stops caring about themselves.
That was a really good presentation,
Thank
Rupin,
you, sir.
and it was really well structured and detailed. So let's see a quick demonstration of the project.
Oh, yeah. Just give me a second. I have to open it up. You see my screen, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one right here is the first one, the individual wellness planner. So if I just put my name as, Rupin. So right here, it shows you how far you are completed, as a lot of people with ADHD might just, give up in the middle if they don't know, like if they keep getting questions and over and over again. And as I stated, the vegetarian, non-vegetarian stuff, especially with a lot more of the fitness, like being non-vegetarian, it's sort of like people can't focus on themselves. So for here, we'll just put vegan. And then our aim with this platform is fitness. A specific goal that I have personally is to gain weight. And then, this is also for maybe people that might be disabled that have trouble, maybe working out sort of issues or certain parts, or, eating certain foods, as some foods target certain muscles that, you might not want to. And this also sets you, a realistic amount of time, so you don't just do everything for like one day or something. So we'll do. And then here comes the same thing with the money. And then one important factor that a lot of these apps tend to avoid is the age. And this is due to the fact that when you get older, your metabolism slows down and you sort of become weaker. So this is one thing that I was actually really interested to put into this app, just due to the fact that, it could help based on this. And it also provides what sort of category you are in. And then if I click generate my plan, if I just give this like a minute, it'll take all the information that I inputted, and basically what it will do is it will send it to the LLM and they will generate my plan based on what I've inputted. And then here it is.